Then we get Berserker, Bazooka versus Dank Sabre. This is the first time we've seen Dank Sabre or Sabre Alter or Dark Sabre, Sabre Dark. I don't know how many names there are for this version of Sabre, but it was an amazing fight. I mean, this was a good twist on the fight that we've seen, 3 times? So we've seen it in 2006, UBW, and the UBW movie. So yeah, 3 times. Even more, 4 if you've played the visual novels. So it's pretty cool to see, like, there's like a twist to this. It was a much longer fight. The animation was so much different. In fact, this animation is like an assault on the senses in both bad and good. This is also kind of another blemish, but it's okay. Let me try to explain myself here on this one. When I say this animation is an assault on the senses, I mean at times you don't even know what the hell is happening on the screen. The character movements are unnatural. The action is out of this world, superhuman, supernatural. You can't believe any of it in any sense, even if these characters with this immense power actually existed. It's just they don't move naturally. In some of the animation, Sabre is like warped and it looks strange, but it works. It's bad and good in that way. It's bad when you compare it to what we normally see, but this is like crazy ass blockbuster animation that is not trying to make logical sense on purpose because it's trying to stand out in that way. They did this in the first movie with very similar, not very similar scenes, but they did this very differently with how in one scene, I think it's Gilgamesh is walking down, or maybe it's Kide walking down a set of rusty metal stairs, and they over-animate it to make it seem unnatural. They did that a couple times in that movie, but this is the first time they've done it this much in a fight like this, and I'm okay with it because what we've seen before with these fights is 2 ballerinas that are dancing in the air, hitting each other, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Anyways, Berserker's dead. And then Dank Sabre just points her sword at Shiro of like, hey, stay out of my way. Don't do something you'll regret. And I wonder if that's like a part of Sabre still in there, because we know that Sabre is still Sabre. She remembers tons of stuff because she hasn't technically been, this is not like a newer version of Sabre or anything. She remembers. Also, you have to keep in mind that Sabre is technically not a familiar, so she is more of a human in this. Archer versus Assassin. So first of all, before we get into this fight, because this was an awesome fight, but Archer throws down, so Archer has Ilya and Shiro, and he throws down Shiro just like a sack of rocks, and then gently puts down Ilya, and Shiro's like, Archer, what the heck? I'm like, that's an amazing touch. It's an amazing touch. Archer just hates himself so much that he will throw Shiro if he well desires. But Archer basically loses this fight. So Archer uses the Ro Ias to protect him. It's the flower barrier shield that he used against Lancer in Unlimited Blade Works, which is probably one of the best scenes in that anime. But so Shiro loses an arm, and thus Archer cuts off his own arm and gives it to him, which is, I think, what we'll see Shiro and Archer become even more one at this point, and he'll gain his own powers from his future self. And it's a different way to do it other than in UBW, where in UBW he wants to imitate Archer because he's naturally Archer, so of course he does. But in this kind of speeds that process up a little bit. We don't have to, sit through him projecting all these swords over and over. Much quicker way. So we get to see Sakura further losing it. And we also saw that Rin saw what Sakura saw that day, where Sakura was looking at Shiro jumping over and over and failing. And Sakura doesn't want those memories to be taken away. So what Sakura does is she gets super kinky and fucks Shiro. Got to make this video not, made for children. And at this point, I'm not thinking like, wow, that's an animated sex scene. Cool. What I'm thinking is Sakura's voice is absolutely grating. I guess this is the fourth and final blemish on this film. Man, Sakura's voice actor I just do not appreciate. I do not appreciate because when she's speaking in that, like that Hinata-like tone, it's so grating to me. I don't like hearing it. I like Christina V's English dub voice way better than this Sakura because it's just a lot of air. She's just putting out a lot of air and she's talking very sweetly. And man, there's characters that the voice acting could do that right, One of them is Toru Honda from Fruits Basket, who is basically all just sweetness, and that there's no issue with that. But with Sakura, it feels annoying because I think it's because, for one, we haven't seen a lot of Sakura, but now that we're seeing more of her, we're getting more used to her voice, and I just don't like her voice. I don't like her voice actress in this. I think it's too cliched. I don't think it's good. Like, I frankly just do not think that her voice acting, when she's doing that kind of voice, is good. Not to say she didn't put in a lot of hard work. I don't want to say that. She's been voicing this character for years. She probably knows more than me. But my personal opinion, I just don't like her voice. Then we get Sakura in Wonderland, which, as an aside, it's not really Sakura in Wonderland. I mean, that's obviously what it's aping from. But I need it. Can we get an OVA of actually Sakura in Wonderland where all of the fake characters are, playing a version of Alice in Wonderland? That would be amazing. That would be awesome. Can we just get more of that, please? But it turns out she was eating candy. She flicked a bunch of these little piñatas. They dropped candy. The piñatas she was flicking weren't piñatas. They were people, and she's eating people. Like, physically, like, cannibalizing them, covered in blood. She is dining on a little finger until Gilgamesh arrives, and then we get Sakura versus Gilgamesh. What world is this? Did not expect this to happen. Gilgamesh obliterates Sakura. I cannot describe exactly what went down here in short, but in the long, lots of swords. Definitely not the Gate of Babylon, but he was definitely firing a bunch of noble phantasms at Sakura, and Sakura just did not block. Sakura wins. I guess Gilgamesh is the new Lancer. He is technically a Lancer, but because that's his class. Lancer and Archer, I believe. But, man, did not expect that from the King of Kings. For him to just... and I love it. I love it when she eats Gilgamesh's leg. He falls and he goes, "You tried to make me bow," as he's standing perfectly on one leg. I'm like, God damn, you're just a badass, Gilgamesh. Call me a mongrel. Punch me in the face. I love this scene. This Sakura versus Gilgamesh scene was amazing. Spectacular. Absolutely the best scene in this film. Absolutely. There's nothing better than this. This was perfect. Perfect. The way it was presented, the Sakura and Wonderland part, how it transitions into Gilgamesh and Sakura, how Sakura just devours everybody. Well, not everybody, but devours a lot of people. All the fish tanks that she was looking into in the first movie. I mean, oh boy, this was a masterpiece of a scene. Masterpiece. I can't This is one of the best scenes in Fate altogether. I have no qualms and no doubts in my mind. This is one of the best scenes, if not the best scene to ever happen in a Fate anime, of even visual novel. Now, of course, we haven't seen the third film, but you know, we didn't get some Fujine in here. We get a little bit of backstory on Fujine and you know how Fujine, how she looked when she was a little bit younger, and the relationship she had with Kiritsugu. Also, Fujine tells Sakura to basically just be there for Shiro, which I'm like, you may have made a mistake there, Fujine. May have to bring out Jaguar Man to fight old Sakura. But Zoken has a favor of Shiro, so Shiro goes to Zoken. Kide just arrives at his house and says, okay, we're gonna go there. Zoken wants Shiro to kill Sakura. And the first thing I have to say is this has to be a trap in some way. Zoken has to be using Sakura for something. Maybe it's the fact that if Shiro kills Sakura, he becomes loyal to Zoken, and that's how we lead down the Archer path. I'm not sure. But basically, this whole scene is just, besides that, reinforcing Gilgamesh ain't the enemy. Zoken is the enemy, but isn't the enemy. Sakura is the issue. Sakura is the bad guy in this. Sakura is the antagonist, the main big bad. Insane. This made goosebumps. I was like, holy crap. Sakura is evil. Who knew from such a sweet girl? But yeah, apparently she crazy. And he tries to later that night. He tries to kill Sakura, but he can't. He takes a knife and he just simply can't do it because he loves Sakura, which I like this. I like that he couldn't do it because, not only because killing a person would go against Shiro's morals, and not only does it go against him just as a person, as the way he is, it would be going against everything, but he loves this girl so much, even after basically being told that Sakura is evil by Zoken, that she is out of control, she is an issue. He still can't do it. This was a great scene in itself as well, just for showing Shiro. And that's the thing. This is, I think, the Shiro everybody has wanted in all the previous Fates. I mean, I always love Shiro, but a lot of people hate Shiro because he seems like a generic pro-tag or whatever. This is the Shiro. This is the Shiro that I've always been experiencing in the visual novels. This is the Shiro that I've come to love that other people just don't kind of get. This is him. Like, this is the good Shiro. This is the one that will change people's minds on Shiro, and I love his character in Heaven's Feel. It is so much better than the previous iterations of him. He is a person who has beliefs and morals, and yeah, he's still a little bit of a vehicle for the other characters, but he's great. So Sakura was awake during all this, so she wakes up in the morning and just simply leaves behind her key. Sakura goes home. While this, Shiro sees this and starts to run after Sakura. I guess the Mato household. And we see Shinji come into Sakura's room. Sakura is there, and Shinji proceeds to, I guess, attempt rape on Sakura. And not only rape, we kind of learn through the dialogue in this that Shinji has been raping Sakura. What the fuck? Holy shit. This film, in its last act, its last major scene, keeps dropping this crazy shit on us. Like, what the hell? That's like a massive thing for Sakura's character, that she has been constantly abused by Shinji in multiple and various different ways that you shouldn't treat people. And Shinji crosses the line continuingly. Sakura, because she should have, I mean, at this point, I mean, you shouldn't, of course, Sakura crossed the line here herself. She kills Shinji, which is important to say. People will probably say things like, well, Shinji deserved it, but at the same time, Sakura killed a person. Not only that, but she's been killing people. She's a murderer. She deserves nothing but death at this point. She can't go back. In my opinion, by the end of this film, Sakura has to die. And I love it. I love that they've set this up where it's just so obvious to me that Sakura will have to die. And of course, this is an anime, so if you're snickering at me because you know the ending, I get that. There's like a 50-50 shot, honestly, because it's an anime. They don't want their main purple girl to die. But, she needs to die, because that would be a great, satisfying ending to this whole thing. Is Sakura, she becomes super fucking evil at the end of this film, and guess what? She has to die, because she is too powerful. It is too much of a risk to leave Sakura the way she is. And of course, they could use the Holy Grail, wish for Sakura, like to get the 7 Dragon Balls together, wish for Sakura to have no more powers and be a normal girl. At that point, she has still killed multiple people, hundreds, if not thousands. There has to be consequences for this Sakura character. We can't just wish everything away. So what better way than to just end Sakura's life and then wish back all the people that were killed or whatever. Simple as that. I wonder how in this third film, where Sabre is going to be situated, what happened to Gilgamesh, because we did not see Gilgamesh die, people. And we know that Gilgamesh is so fucking powerful that he can defy the Holy Grail. So, while Sakura says she is more powerful than Gilgamesh, is that true? We will have to see in the third film, and I'm excited, my friends. This was a long video, over 30 minutes, almost 40 minutes. This was my first impressions of the film Heaven's Feel 2 Lost Butterfly. Amazing. An amazing film. I've gotten goosebumps this whole time talking about this film. This was spectacular. Virtually perfect. Even though it has its blemishes, and it has some major and minor blemishes all across the film, this was an improvement over the first in most not every way. If you haven't watched Heaven's Feel 1 and you watch this, what are you doing? Go out there and watch it. This is one of the best films this year. Easily, this is one of the best Fate productions I've ever seen. So, with that being said, put down in the comments what you think about Heaven's Feel 2 Lost Butterfly if you've seen it. If you have not and you're just here watching the video, what do you think? Make sure to like this video as well. It's a longer video, I know, but just make sure to like it, please. So, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell. Click on some of these videos if you find them interesting, and know that I have a Patreon where on the $1 tier and above, you can get access to everything. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.